How can 5 seconds of anger destroy a dream built over years? This is the story of how it happened. Ethan was a regular teenage kid, not perfect, but he had a huge dream. He wanted to be a professional football player. Every single day after school, you'd find him on the field, training harder than anyone else, pushing his limits. But Ethan had a secret weakness, a flaw that lurked just beneath the surface. His anger. It was a fire that could flare up without warning. The final school football tryouts were just around the corner. This wasn't just another game. Scouts from professional clubs would be there, watching every move. This was Ethan's one big shot, the moment he had been working towards for years. It was his chance to turn his dream into his future. The pressure was immense. His family, his friends, his coach, everyone expected him to shine. But no one's expectations were higher than his own. He knew this was it. During the last practice session before the tryouts, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. The coach was yelling, pushing everyone to their breaking point. In the middle of a drill, a teammate fumbled an easy pass. It was a simple mistake, but in that high-pressure environment, it felt like a catastrophe. The coach blew his whistle and laid into the player. The teammate, feeling the heat, immediately looked for someone else to blame. He turned to Ethan. "Maybe if you passed better, we wouldn't be losing all the time," he sneered. A few other players snickered. Ethan felt his face flush hot with a mix of shame and rage. The mocking laughter echoed in his ears. It was a spark landing on a trail of gasoline. He didn't think. He didn't even take a breath. The world narrowed to just him and that teammate. A furious shout ripped from his throat, words he didn't even process. And then, he shoved the boy hard. The shrill sound of the coach's whistle cut through the air, and everything came to a dead stop. The coach marched over, his face a mask of disappointment and fury. "That's it, Ethan, you're done." In 5 short seconds of uncontrolled anger, Ethan's dream shattered. He lost his spot on the team. He lost his chance. That night was the longest of Ethan's life. He sat alone in the silent darkness of his room, the weight of his actions crushing him. His phone kept buzzing, lighting up with messages from teammates. The tryouts were continuing. The world was moving on. Without him, the dream he had poured his heart and soul into was still alive, still happening right at that moment, but it wasn't his anymore. It belonged to someone else. The silence in his room was deafening, filled only with the sound of his own regret. The next day, his uncle came to see him. He didn't say much at first. He just took Ethan for a walk to a quiet spot by the side of a road. They stood there for a while, just watching the cars go by. Then, his uncle spoke, his voice calm and steady. "Anger feels powerful in the moment, Ethan, but it's a trap. It tricks you into thinking you're in charge. But really, it's making all the decisions for you. And when it's done, it just leaves you alone with the consequences, with the regret." He paused, letting the words sink in. Truly strong people don't just react to things. They control their reactions. They choose how to respond. Those simple words echoed in Ethan's mind long after his uncle left. They became his new focus. From that day forward, Ethan started a new kind of training. It wasn't about running faster or kicking harder. It was about practicing control. Whenever he felt that familiar heat of anger rising in his chest, he would stop. He would force himself to take a deep breath. He would choose silence over shouting. It was unbelievably difficult at first. The urge to lash out was a powerful habit. But he kept at it, day after day. Slowly but surely, people started to notice a change in him. His coach saw him practicing on his own, not just his football skills, but his patience. Weeks turned into a month. During a minor practice match, the moment of truth arrived. The same teammate who had provoked him before tried it again, a little jab, a sarcastic comment designed to get under his skin. Ethan felt that old, familiar fire ignite inside him. The anger surged, demanding to be let out. But this time was different. He remembered his uncle's words. He took a breath. He held the teammate's gaze for a second, then simply turned and walked away. From the sidelines, the coach saw everything. He saw the provocation, and more importantly, he saw Ethan's choice. After the match ended, the coach called Ethan over. He looked at him for a long moment, not with anger, but with a look of respect. "Skill gets you noticed, Ethan," he said. "But it's character that earns you a real chance." He told Ethan he was giving him another opportunity. A final shot to prove himself. This time, Ethan knew he wasn't just ready as a player. He was ready as a person. When Ethan finally got his second chance, he didn't just play better, he was better. He was more focused, more present, a better teammate. He had learned the most valuable lesson of his life, one that went far beyond the football field. He finally understood the truth. Anger can destroy your future in a matter of seconds. But self-control has the power to rebuild it for a lifetime. Control your anger, or it will control you and your dreams. Thanks for watching.